everyone, it's Dr. Hillary from Rangeline Chiropractic. Today I wanted to introduce you and interview to everyone Stephanie Stout of Stout Shoewear. And you guys know, if you're patients of mine, that I always recommend the Carmel location. I recommend it for the Brooks running shoes, for the Birkenstocks. And so I wanted to bring the owner of the store on to tell you guys about like shoe wear and why it is so important. Stephanie, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's jump right into the tennis shoes. Like I mentioned, I love Brooks. Tell us, or everyone, what we should be looking for in a good tennis shoe, whether it's for walking or running, and tell us why your brands that you guys carry are so much better than some of them I tell them not to go get, such as the one that rhymes with Ike.
Okay, so every brand, you have either stability shoes or neutral shoes. And depending on like if you have plantar fasciitis, if you have orthotics, if you have feet problems, or you just want a really good supportive shoe, when you come to Stouts, we'll obviously measure you every single time. And then we'll kind of see like what kind of activities you do. And then based on that, we can recommend whether we think you need stability or neutral. But then within both of those areas, some of them are like light stability, medium, and high. So, there's some shoes, basically when you have a really good like stability athletic shoe like a Brooks, you'll see that it doesn't bend. And that's actually really, really good. This particular model is our best seller actually in our whole entire company, called the Ariel. You can see that it has, extra support in the arch. It's reinforced. And all of our shoes come in widths. So whether like you need narrow all the way up to extra wide. Actually yesterday I was selling men's sizes in 16, so we can really help accommodate you. Another brand that we are selling a lot of, a little bit newer to the market, is called Hoka. Really, really nice thick cushion soles, doing really well with these. And then we also offer New Balance. I know it's kind of confusing because sometimes like with a brand like New Balance, you hear like, oh, well, they're really inexpensive at Kohl's or Shoe Carnival. Well, not all New Balances are made the same. So our store does carry the higher level, good quality, the kind that, prickly feet need.
Yeah, the kind that I want my patients to wear.
Exactly.
The good ones, the good supports. Now, I always tell patients, if you can take your shoe and bend it in half, it's not a good shoe. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Good. I was hoping I was telling the correct information.
If you want something like that for bumming around the house, fine, but not for when you're doing your walking, your exercise, going to the gym.
Mm-hmm. Nice. The Ariels, I love those. I also love the Adrenaline that Brooks makes. And so those are my two favorite that I send people to your store to get. Yes. I also love the fitting. I found that, not that you would know this, but for the listeners, like after pregnancy, the shoe size changes. And I tell my patients that. And they go in and like, I can't believe I grew another ½ inch, or I'm now a wide where I was a normal before. And then like, I know things change. You have to get your shoes and your feet like sized all the time. Would you agree?
All the time. Mm-hmm. Your feet actually will grow your whole entire life. Some people it's like tiny bit and some people it's a lot, but wearing your shoes too small can actually do some damage to your feet. So we always measure every single time. Mm-hmm. And just because you wear a 7 in one brand, you may wear anywhere from a 7.5 to an 8 in another brand. And we really know how the different shoes fit and how they should feel.
Yeah, I really like at the Carmel location where they always have selection in larger sizes, because I'm an 11, sometimes an 11.5. And they always have those there. It's just so great. Like, it's just so exciting. And any of my patients that wear an 11, I go, oh my gosh, you have to go to Stouts. You'll be so happy that you actually have something to try on there.
Yeah, and that's the size that people wear. So why there's not more availability at other places, I'm not sure. But yes, if it comes in those sizes, we will definitely stock them. And if we don't have it, we'll get it for you.
That's true. I've ordered some before. So my favorite sandal is the Birkenstocks. And I know that you have a pair to show, but what should patients look for when they're looking for a Birkenstock?
So Birkenstock is very popular. Definitely, it's all about the cork on the footbed, and it's about how it molds to your individual foot. And so it almost becomes like a shoe that was made just specifically for you. But it also is not for everyone. But Birkenstocks have their traditional footbed, and then they also have a softer footbed. So we usually have both of them for you to be able to try. And again, we'll measure and kind of put you in them and make sure that they fit right.
Nice. And then you have the NIAs, and I've had those before too. I like those because they have like pretty styles, right?
Yes.
You know,
Definitely one of my favorites. Has a little bit more fashion element. It still has the cork. One of the nice things too is a lot of these, if you have your own orthotics and you don't want, we can just pull this puppy out and we can put your orthotic in place of it. Lots of great styles and colors on the NIAs. Again, these form to your feet and they are just amazing. And again, they offer, for walking, like say if you're traveling or you're just going to something comfortable for work, NIAs are really, really good choice.
We do custom orthotics at our office, and I take out that insole and I put mine in there. But honestly, I really like the insole that's in there, so I kind of just like rotate them a little bit between my custom ones and the insole that came in there because it does form so nicely to your foot after a while.
Yeah, I was to try it first. Maybe down the road they can put their own insert in it. But then there are some people that cannot go without their custom orthotics, so it is a good choice for that.
Yep. Do you sell a lot of flip-flops? I know I have patients asking about that, and I didn't prep you for this, but are there any good flip-flop brands out that you guys have?
There are. So, yes, there are a lot of bad flip-flops out there. And again, sometimes the price tells you the difference, but you can get flip-flops with great arch support in it. So, Olakai brand, Bayo is another one, and there's a third brand that we will be getting in called UFOs.
Oh, okay. Nice. Well, we'll have to post a link to the website under this when this is over. That way people can check them out.
Great.
And you guys are open now in the midst of the end, hopefully the tail end of the COVID, knock on wood, right?
Yes, we are open. This location opened on the 4th, and Brownsburg location opened on the 4th, and our Marion County locations, which is downtown, and Greenwood opened a week ago last Friday.
Wonderful. That's so nice. I know I have patients that need new shoes and they're like, well, I can't go anywhere. And now I can say, like, yes, you can. You can go try some on now.
Yep. And our stores are decent size, and we'll be able to accommodate everybody safely. Our staff is very mass. So come on in if you want.
What are some other perks that people should know about coming to your store versus one of those box stores where no one helps you and no one sizes you and no one gives you the correct shoe?
Well, I mean, I always say at the end of the day, what we do is problem solve for people, whether it's size, whether it's fit, whether they have custom orthotics. Yes, we are in retail, but we can help you with your feet, and your shoes can be comfortable and they can be attractive too. There have people that have come in here that it's changed their life because they had no idea that such great shoes could exist and that they can walk and they can be comfortable. So we'll ask you a lot of questions about yourself. It doesn't do us any good to send you out with anything that you don't need. And we can help you with shoes. We can help you with performance socks. Great fitting socks make a difference. Extra cushion and padding. And then we have some really nice over-the-counter orthotics as well.
What about, I always tell my patients that their shoes don't last forever. They seem to think they're tennis shoes that they're in 24/7, not really, but all day long they're in a pair of tennis shoes and they work out in them. And they're like, well, they're a couple years old, but they look good. And I'm like, no, it's not about what it looks like. The innards, so to speak, they're not good anymore. Can you elaborate on that?
Sure. So I had a situation this morning where I had a customer, she found out she needed a wide. And she walks several miles a day, and the bottom of her feet are getting bruised pretty easily. And it's like, well, two things. Athletic shoes, maybe 8 months. I don't know, if you agree with that or not, but 8 months to a year. However, the secret is rotating your shoes. So if you wear one pair one day, and then give them a rest, the support has more time to come up. They will last a little bit longer, and they will feel better each time you go to wear them, which is what is most important.
Yeah, I told one of my patients that I sent there, and he's like, I got 2 pairs of the same ones. I'm like, that's okay. You can just rotate them. I mean, why would he care anyways what they look like day to day, you know?
Right.
And I found that really fascinating. I learned that a couple of years ago at the Carmel location, and I was like, I did not know that. Sign me up for 2 pairs, you know? Things you don't think about, right?
Well, and it's like, I didn't even really, I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years, but when people first were telling me that, I was like, what? And then I started doing it, and it made a really big difference in my own shoes.
Mm-hmm. I tell people like me that are in my tennis shoes all day, like maybe 6 months for a shoe, you know, I'm in it, I work out in it, like it just doesn't last forever. And I can tell the difference, even though they look fine. When I get that new pair, it's just so much more comfortable.
It is. You just have to listen to your body. Usually your knees or your back will usually tell you when you're about ready for a new pair too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a lot of patients that have, besides back pain, a lot of foot issues. And I do personally, and I think that everyone gravitates towards me because I'm like, oh, yeah, I feel your pain literally last night. You know, my plantar fascia, yep, it kicked up too. Like, let's get our shoes on, let's do our exercises, you know, wear the good sandals and not those crappy flip-flops, right?
Right. And your feet are the foundation of everything you do, of your life, where you work, you're with your family. And it's like, if they hurt or they're uncomfortable, it's like everything is uncomfortable. And a good fitting pair of quality shoes can make a big difference.
Yes, it can. Well, this has been so great. I love all the stuff that you're like collaborating with me, and I'm reassuring that I am telling people correctly, since you and I didn't talk about that prior to this. I just threw that on you, like that's what I tell people. So that's so great. Is there anything else that you want to tell our viewers today?
No, just if you haven't given us a chance, you know, step in. You know, we're getting back to our, you know, normal inventory selection. And you said we have, you know, athletic shoes and Birkenstocks and more inventory coming in every week. And, you know, we love you, and, you know, we work.
I forgot to mention too that you guys have a great selection of kids shoes. And when I was a child, like my mom always got me really good shoes and always had my feet fit and very supportive. And I try to emulate that with my kids. And I think that's really important for families and moms to realize that, you know, the shoe wear for the kids are important too. Like just as it is for us, we need to make sure that we're measuring the kids' feet and getting them correct supportive shoes. And again, not the cheap ones from big stores.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. The bones are growing, the tendons are growing. You know, those feet need support for sure.
They do. Well, thank you so much for popping in here and telling us about everything. I appreciate your time.
No, thank you so much. I had fun.
Thank you.